Right, welcome back. Last time we went ahead and declared war on the last remnants of Aqua and conquered this province. So now I have a border with Spain, which is just lovely. Hopefully they don't become too much of an issue in the future. I've also started the annexation of Luongo since I don't see them as that useful anymore. Eventually they'll be annexed and integrated into my country. Not too far away now. I also now have an important center of production in my second city. Excellent. Although I still need to work on trade upgrades. Which is why I'm saving up for a bank at the moment. After that I'll probably build a ports warehouse to even further improve trade, as well as communication. After that there's not really much I can do outside of eventually colonizing a section of India and getting myself a stock exchange. So I need an East Indian Trading Company, which is a special decision that you have access to if you have a port in India, or something. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Oh well. I've also continued colonizing over here. Razo's growing, so hopefully I can make sure France doesn't get too much. Which is why I'm immediately skipping these provinces and going to here for the time being. I've also been working on colonizing here. I'm beginning to run into issues with autonomy though, so I need to be careful. Ooh! Something else I forgot to mention is that I have a flagship now. I designed it mainly for, well, for the mission Protect Trade, but I also have it so that it gives +1 to siege. So that's my main other use for navies. Speed up coastal sieges. Oh, hey, fractional banking. As they wrote promissory notes that lent out gold to merchants, goldsmiths noticed that they were rarely asked for the actual gold these notes were based on. Some began to lend out more notes than they had gold. Unless most of their depositors asked for their money back at the same time, it was a way to make far more money from the same amount of gold. It should come as no surprise that this system spread rapidly in the 17th century. Allows for client states and advanced casus bellis. Trade efficiency plus 2%. Enables the frigate gold ship, corvette, red seal ship, gurab, and war dhow. I think I got some casus bellis. Nationalism casus belli against Lundu, Kazanje, Cuba, Spain, Barazo. Huh? Lundu? Oh! Right, this entire area is the Bantu culture group. This is because I've been colonizing it. I'll probably have to end up accepting Portuguese culture if I want to conquer this stuff, though. I have nowhere near the development to just automatically embrace this culture, so I probably should just go ahead and grab it as an accepted culture once I get around to it. Wait a second. Pretty sure I have enough money? Yes. Got enough money for a bank now. That's a really fast build time. What's my build time modifier by now? Construction time minus 50%. Half off on construction costs. Nice. The bank gives plus 20% to local trade power, plus 1 base urban gravity, plus 25% urban gravity modifier, plus 10% local production efficiency, tax income plus 1 ducat per year, and trade value plus 1. An interesting set of buffs that will help my economy. Mainly for my benefit. I don't even have that much manpower, so... just eat up all the manpower and... if I can gather the money for that fort in 10 years. So now it's going to be cheaper. So I'm not sure if it has updated yet. Guess so. Well, I earn 100 ducats every 3 months, so 400 ducats a year. Yeah, I'll have enough money as long as I don't buy much of anything else. What? Really now? Ha! Huh. That's hilarious. I'll take it, I guess. Quit your drawing, I might need you. You want to stay here for a while. I can deal with that later. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that being connected with such a mighty nation as ours makes them feel important. Alright, I finally have the money together, so let's get the ports warehouse constructed. It's still going to take 18 months, year and a half. Well, that's the highest I can bring it in my cabinet. So, local trade power plus 40%, base urban gravity plus 3, urban gravity modifier plus 30%, naval force limit plus 2, and supply limit modifier plus 55%. Compare that to the previous, on level 2, trade harbor, the trade dockland. Local trade power plus 30%, base urban gravity plus 2.5, urban gravity modifier plus 25%, navy force limit plus 1.5, and supply limit modifier plus 40%. It's not actually that much of an increase, however, when it comes to communication via overseas trade, it's a lot better. Center of production is downgraded to important, the trade center is upgraded to important, and the art center is upgraded to regional. That's a bit odd, but I'll take it. Is my city just not growing fast enough for the production center anymore? Or has a bigger city just built a manufactory or something? It'd have to be a good bit bigger because I specifically decided to go for production buffs. Let me see if I can find a... There it is. Major center. Kongo, of course. 700,000 urban population. And 68 goods produced. I don't think there are any other important centers of production. I myself produced 60.6. So it's not that far, and also the population is about half that, right? Yeah. 380,000. That's because of all my production buffs. I think I have plus something percent. Yes, I definitely have plus something percent. Let's say, I don't think I have anything trade. However, here, plus 15%. 10%, so plus 25% to urban goods produced, at least from that. Then there's also the specific modifier from the privileges that I gave to the burghers, specifically Monopoly on Court Supply, which gives another plus 20% to urban production in all provinces that are controlled by the burghers, which includes Kongo and Kongo, basically any city, any decent-sized city. I think the only exception might be Katambo. Yeah, Katambo is controlled by the lesser nobles. Simply because of the fact there's 250,000 people here. Rural population, and the urban population still hasn't gone past 40k. Nor do I plan to. I built a small city here in order to help maintain a greater degree of control. It was a good place for a port. Oh, I guess that's over. Guess Spain doesn't need me to be independent anymore. At least it guarantees a truce. So I won't have to worry about them for a while. I even have my military grew enough for them to say, they don't need our help. They don't need our help, no matter what. I don't know. Let's send the transport ships over here, because I don't actually plan on going any further through here, because, well, communication is already really bad at 79, 90 days. It will just get worse if I continue trying to colonize. I might be able to go to the south, though. That would be it. It would make the borders look real weird. So for the time being, that's all I'm going to do. Once they're done with Peru, I'll send them over to Brazil. Revolution in the Commonwealth. Oh. Yeah, they've been losing hard. I'm not sure against who, though. It appears the Ottomans are invading Spanish Crimea. Good for them. So there's a revolution occurring in the Commonwealth. Well, I sure hope they have fun with that. Hopefully it won't crash my game. That has happened before. I mean, that's the reason why I stopped the Bohemia campaign. There we go. And it's not close to finishing any of my other provinces. Though it has reached here. Huh. Anyway, time to embrace it. This will improve my trade abilities. And reduce tech costs for a bit. The penalty for enlightenment is already growing huge. So meritocracy comes around at some point. Well, okay, it's spreading. It actually is spreading to me now. Huh, that's nice. Okay, let's actually get the text together. I can. 4 texts. Royal Absolutism in 1643. I actually might as well let the game run for a bit while I read them. And then finish the session. In 1643, the young King Louis the 14th came to the throne in France. Armed with the advice of his counselors, he began to concentrate power in himself and found ways to increase royal power at the expense of the aristocracy. That's basically what I've been doing the entire game. By 1655, King Louis was able to utter his famous words, L'État c'est moi. I am the state. In 1651, Thomas Hobbes published The Leviathan, a book which suggested that civil war and violence can only be avoided by giving up power to an absolute monarch such as Louis. Soon, rulers across Europe were following his example. Alright, the next deck is Permanent Navy. Despite all its wars, the King's ships were still assembled during times of war, rather than held on duty all year round. As warships became more specialized and expensive, the Navy became increasingly permanent, until it was officially established as a permanent force. Colonial range plus 25, trade range plus 80, naval morale plus 0.5, naval maintenance plus 10%, enables a bunch of galleys. Line infantry, cheaper, deadlier guns, meant that trained musketeers could often keep enemies at bay. This reduced the need for hand-to-hand soldiers to protect them, allowing modern armies to increase the proportion of muskets to pikes in their armies to a 1-to-1 ratio. As this happened, new line tactics were developed to take advantage of the new offensive capabilities of the army. Soldiers trained to fire simultaneously against the same target, sending a deadly volley of lead at the enemy. Mill tactics plus 0.25, combat with plus 3, infantry fire plus 0.25. And the final tech, depot system. With increased demand for gunpowder, large armies needed depots of gunpowder to fight longer campaigns. Placed strategically throughout the nation, they allowed for modern armies to fight long campaigns. Military tactics plus 0.25, artillery fire plus 2. Ooh, this is the one that makes artillery ridiculously strong. I think that, yeah, that more than doubled artillery fire. So now artillery have more fire than cavalry of shock. So now it's time for artillery to begin taking the front row seats. The problem is my own army force limit, which is at 17. I just need more population and lower autonomy. And I can take greater advantage of it. Anyway, let's end this. Yeah, Spain decided to guarantee me for a while. Well, that's no longer the case. Lovely. The Commonwealth is undergoing a revolution, at least it seems to be. They lost to Kiev, and Bryansk is now independent. Whoa. What happened? What happened here? Jeez, okay. Yeah, they have it rough. We've got Nova Scotia now. As well as most of Canada. This looks lovely, keep it going. Brittany is also attempting to colonize the East Coast, the 13 colonies, whatever. This part of the Americas. As well as down here. Good for you. France is also continuing to attempt to colonize here. Not quite finished yet. Once one of these are finished, though, we'll have French Brazil. Which is absolutely glorious. I've also been continuing colonizing here. I just went up here pretty quickly in order to get a natural harbor, in order to increase my own control of the trade here. Or at least my colonies' control of the trade here. And that should be about it. The oddities in Argentina aren't that important. And honestly, this place is a bit frozen. Nothing happens there. The Ottomans did actually go to war with Spain at one point, though. Although, as far as I could tell, nothing came out of that. I'll just keep colonizing over there. Alright. See you again next time. Until then, bye.